Yo, what is up, guys? Today is July 20th, and I'm just sitting outside my apartment at the pool, chilling because I had the day off and I just wanted to relax. It's an okay view, but it's really just a nice day. You got a nice breeze here in Oklahoma today, and I just realized the sun's in my eye, so I'm squinting, but we'll get over that and just get back to the video, which, as the title suggests, today I wanted to talk about Bitcoin, not blockchain. And I'm sure this is, a quote or a saying that many of you guys have heard or read or seen, or it's thrown around a lot on Twitter, whatever the case is. Maybe you have it as your Twitter bio if you're really cool. But I wanted to talk about this today because I had a conversation with one of my friends who, he went to Princeton with me. He lives in Boston, and he's, whatever. Long story short, he was telling me about this venture capital fund that he's starting, and I think that's really cool. I think that, now's the time to definitely start a venture capital fund with all the easy money in the system and people just trying to find investments for all this easy money. And really, the economy's doing great, so there's no better time to ask people for their money. Especially if you're a young person. So I'm really happy that he's doing that. And he started telling me about some of the projects he was thinking about or looking into. And, I asked him how his thinking has evolved or where he's at in terms of Bitcoin. Me, myself, being a pseudo Bitcoin maximalist, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. I'm always interested to hear how people's thinking is in this space, and over the last 7 months, my thinking has evolved, and so I don't really try to impose my thoughts on other people because I don't care enough to do that. I'll just tell you what I think, and either you can buy into it or not. He hasn't bought into what I've thought, and that's fine, but he was telling me about some company in Dallas that's doing an ICO, and he gave me a reason why he thought Bitcoin wasn't going to work out, and how the blockchain technology was, really great and was going to be used in real estate and all these different use cases that he rattled. I didn't even listen to him. I was kind of just tuned it out at that point. But this just struck me how few people have really figured it out in terms of what is the purpose of a blockchain. Like, why do you need it? If you think about it from a technological perspective, or at least just in terms of efficiency, it's extraordinarily an inefficient system to have a distributed, database that anyone can have access to and download on their computer. I think it's funny to think that, why would I even want to put a real estate deed on a blockchain? Who's going to enforce that? The government. So, I might as well just put it on a centralized, institution anyways. But enough of that. Dude, Bitcoin, not blockchain. If you haven't figured this out, and I'm not here to say that there are not some great use cases for blockchain. I actually think that the Steemit blockchain is incredibly underhyped in terms of a use case. Now, social media blockchain, I'm not the biggest fan of the thought that I'm going to post a video and it's never going to go away. But the reward system and the incentive system of the blockchain, if you believe in Bitcoin, you should be on Steemit, because attention is the asset, right? In social media, in your ideas and your creativity, and being able to get paid for that versus centralized networks like YouTube, which has been screwing over a lot of creators recently. Facebook, you're just posting stuff on there for your friends and you get nothing in return except advertisements. So, but one thing that there is a huge need for is unseizable, secure, inflation resistant, or, at least a monetary policy that's not determined by 12 dudes in a suit that you don't elect. I think I already said censorship resistant, global, borderless, permissionless, unseizable money that you can take with you wherever you go. And it doesn't matter if you stop paying your taxes, government can't take your money. Doesn't matter if you haven't paid your child support, government doesn't take your money. They can't. Now, I'm not suggesting this is why you should do this, but what I am suggesting is that money has been used as a system of control for a very long time now. And Bitcoin, for the first time in a long time, has created a monetary system that you can opt into if you want to. And this is going to be my video tomorrow, where I talk about choosing your monetary system and, how awesome that is that we live in an era and a time, and there's these different projects where literally you can choose the direction that you want your money to go. Now, with me and Bitcoin and a lot of other people who got into Bitcoin, I think they got into it because of the 21 million cap, right? They knew, I'm gonna move just because I think the lighting's getting kind of screwed up and you can't really see me. But they got into Bitcoin because they knew that there was gonna be 21 million of these, there was never gonna be any more, and no one was gonna be able to change that. And I say all this just to say that blockchain is dope, and don't get me wrong, there's probably about, like, well, that was not any better. There's probably about a solid 15 to 20 good use cases. Like, I think Augur could be a pretty good use case for a cryptocurrency. If Bitcoin is not able to fix their privacy issues, I think there could be a good argument for privacy-focused cryptocurrency, which is why I advocate for Zcash, because I think it's the best in that field right now. And I'll talk about that monetary policy tomorrow as well, because there's been some interesting developments in terms of the Zcash monetary policy over the last couple of days. But yeah, if you haven't figured out this Bitcoin not blockchain thing, I really just can't find the good lighting, but I'm about to go inside anyways. If you have not figured out the Bitcoin not blockchain, you really got to get to it. You really just need to do yourself a service. Stop trying to find these fuckboy ICOs, trying to get the get rich quick scheme, and do your research on what Bitcoin is offering. Do your research on the history of money. I think the best starting point for anyone, if you have $20, go ahead and buy yourself the Bitcoin Standard. I think that's a great starting point. If you don't, I'm really concerned about this lighting right now. I'm just hoping that, well, whatever. If you don't have that kind of money, there's an article called The Thesis for Bitcoin. It's on Medium. I don't remember the author. I'll put it in the bio though. And it's a 3-part series on, it's free. Anyone can read it, access it. The thesis in favor of Bitcoin and why you should buy Bitcoin. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment. And remember, buy Bitcoin. Peace.